So you got your first quota bag. Congratulations. And now you've heard from watching videos and talking to people that Hermes doesn't spa the inside of your bag. So if something happens, you're out of luck. So what do? You get an insert. But which kind? Stay tuned and we'll talk about it. Hey guys, it's Lisa and welcome back to the channel. If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new here, my channel is all about luxury and fashion from the standpoint of somebody who's in the middle of her life, as well as who lives in the middle of the United States. If that's something that interests you, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you know every time I upload a video. So since filming how I got my quota bag in Paris and the unboxing also of my first quota bag that I got at my home store, I've had a couple of you reach out and ask what kind of inserts I use. And again, as I said in the beginning of this video, Hermes does not spa the inside of your bag. So they'll replace handles, they'll redo glazing, they'll repair leather on the outside, they'll replace hardware, pretty much anything on the outside of the bag, they will do. But if you spill something inside your bag, if a pen explodes all over the inside of your bag, you are SOL, my friend. So an insert is going to be your best friend for that reason. In addition to also maybe wanting to keep the structure, especially depending on what kind of leather your bag is in. So I actually have 4 different inserts from 4 different companies that I'm going to share with you today. And all of them are for Birkins and Kellys. I'll kind of explain why I have the one, which you guys are going to be like, why do you have that insert? But I'll explain. So if you want to know my opinion on these 4 different brands of inserts and what might work best for you, then stick around. So before we get into the inserts, I'm going to do my usual what bag I'm carrying today and the fragrance I'm wearing. And I'm sorry guys, I'm super boring. So as you can see from behind me, I'm in my kind of usual filming spot. My, whatever that is, shelving unit, display, whatever it was called, is not there. Like I said, most of my bags are in storage. However, we have sold our house, so I'm going to be going and getting my things out of storage and they will be back here with me. So hopefully I can start rotating my bags a little more than I have, but I am still carrying my Chanel 22 bag. And again, very boring, so I will do this very quickly because it's the same stuff I've been carrying because I don't have anything to switch out into. So again, the 22A green card holder in lambskin leather, and I carry this. It's pretty packed. You can see with different cards, but it fits a ton and I could fit more in here if necessary. And my Bastia, which has coins and folded bills in there. My mini pochette accessoire in the Damier Ebene, and 6-ring key holder in monogram, and some hotel keys that I apparently did not return on my last business trip, and my new shinku, or however you pronounce it, hand sanitizer. So that is it. Yeah, I think that's it. So fragrance of the day is a combination actually of these 2 Hermes fragrances. And I'm going to put up on the screen what they are because there is no way in hell that I'm reading this print on the bottom of these bottles. I do have reading glasses, but I don't like to wear them. So anyway, I'll get out the reading glasses off camera and let you know what they are. So if you watched one of my recent unboxings, I think it's where I unboxed something from several different fashion houses, I talked about that I got some things that I had already unboxed because the video got lost and I didn't want to redo everything. So these were part of that, something that I didn't show you. So I got a set of 4 of these, and this actual combination was something that was recommended by the sales associate at the Meatpacking District Boutique in New York. And I really, really like them together. I like them separately too, but together it makes a great combination. So I will put the names up. I'll put the notes up for both of these on the screen as well so you can see them, but that's what I'm wearing today. So we're going to go through the inserts, and we're actually going to go through them from pretty much, I guess, what's sort of least expensive to most expensive. So the first one I'm going to show you is this one, and this is by Zoomoni. And this is actually for a Birkin 35. So it's almost been 2 years ago, I purchased a Birkin 35 in noir with black hardware, with gold hardware in the Ardennes, I think that's how you say it, leather. They don't produce it anymore, but it's beautiful. If you can find a bag in Ardennes, it's fantastic. But the 35 was just a little bit too big for everyday use, or even less than everyday use. I just realized it wasn't the size for me. But the person who I purchased it from, who is amazing, she has a great Instagram profile where she has the most gorgeous Hermes collection, several exotics, everything from Birkins and Kellys and Kellys to go and Kelly pochettes and mini Kellys. She has the gamut. Absolutely beautiful collection. And this was in the bag that she sold to me, and so she just included this. So this one has, you can see 2, like what would be like water bottle. It has these pockets on the side. It has this one sort of large kind of open slit pocket, which, you could put maybe an iPad mini in probably. And yeah, it's just, your basic felt organizer. This is a thicker version. I'm going to show you one from Samorga next, which is a thinner felt. I don't think Zoomoni does organizers in different felt thicknesses. I could be wrong. Maybe I haven't bought something from Zoomoni in a while, so it's possible that maybe they're doing the same thing as Samorga and doing different types of or different thicknesses. But this is a great organizer if you just want to protect the inside of your bag. You don't want to spend a lot of money. It's a great way to go. Now, people will say that with these types of felt organizers that you run the risk of leaving an impression on the leather from inside your bag. So here's my Birkin that I got in Paris. And what people will say is, so I have an organizer in here now, and you can't tell at all that there's an organizer in here. And we'll get to this organizer later. But what some people will say with these felt ones, especially I think the thicker felt, because they're a little more rigid. I mean, they're obviously still very floppy and all that, but that they can leave sort of an impression on the leather, especially where they end. And that if kept in there for a long time, that can, I don't want to say damage your bag, but like I said, it can leave some sort of impression on it and will, alter the leather a little bit, if that makes sense. I don't know. I mean, I've seen some videos where people claim that by using, a felt organizer like this, that's what it's done. I can't personally speak to that. It certainly didn't. I only had that Birkin 35 for probably 9 or 10 months, and but it's a very, very hardy leather too. So maybe depending on the type of leather you have, this may not be the right idea. So number 1, Zoomoni. Okay, the next organizer I'm going to talk about is from Samorga, and that's this one here. And I kept the Zoomoni in my hand so you can see the difference, hopefully, You can really, let me turn this one this way so you're kind of seeing it with a similar type. So hopefully you can see the difference in the thickness between this one, which is much thicker, and this organizer, which is much thinner. So this is there, I think it's 1.2 millimeters, something like that. And, you know, it's much, you know, you can really fold this down. And so the Samorga organizer, so this was actually the first organizer I got for my Birkin from Paris. I wasn't sure I really wanted to go the route of spending a whole lot of money to put an organizer, but I, again, really wanted to protect the inside of my bag. So I started out with this one. You know, it's your basic insert. It's, you know, got a couple of slit pockets here. I can do that. It's got a little mini one here for, you know, pens, or I guess you could put maybe a lip gloss in there. And similarly on this side, you know, just two slip pockets, great for your phone, etc. And then just a big opening. I kind of like this a little bit better. I'm not a big like those like drink holder things that were in the Zoomoni. Actually, you can kind of see I sort of like push this one to the side. I don't have any use for those. I'm not going to put a water bottle in my bag. I don't care if I have it inserted in or not. I'm not carrying a water bottle in my bag. That just, to me, is a disaster waiting to happen. So this one you can also see has, to me, I think, much sharper corners than the one for the Birkin 35. I don't know if that's, you know, because of the size. I don't know if, obviously it's from two different manufacturers, two different companies, but it is noticeably, I'll hold this one up. You can see this one definitely has more rounded, maybe if I turn it like this, it has more rounded corners, where this is very square. You know, again, it was a great organizer. Would it have damaged my bag in any way had I continued to use it? I probably only had this in my bag for maybe 3 months at the most. Probably, maybe not even that long, because I've only had the bag now for a year. Who knows? But, you know, again, another good sort of budget option if you want to protect the inside of your bag. And I would recommend, again, I don't know what the case is with Zoomoni, but I think if you have a decently robust leather, I feel like Togo is pretty robust. You don't need the thicker insert, and I think that will help not make that impression in the bag if you don't have something that is so thick. And, you know, then this just basically becomes a way to protect the inside of your bag, give you a little bit of organization, and, you know, maybe help retain the shape somewhat. So that is Samorga. All right, so next in line as far as cost goes, like I said, I think Zoomoni and Samorga are pretty similar. I think Samorga is slightly more expensive than Zoomoni. And then you kind of take a fairly hefty step up. Not as much as what we're going to get when we get to the Birkin, but, you know, in general, I want to say that maybe these are around 40, 45, something like that. So I'm going to show you the insert that I got for my Kelly. And sorry, I just brought her out of storage. Here she is. I'm so excited to carry her again. The organizer that I got for my Kelly is from a company called Mai Tai. And I saw, I want to say it was Emma Anders, perhaps, who did a video on Mai Tai. I definitely, when I was doing research for my Birkin, you know, I looked at all different types, and, you know, you'll see what I ended up going with for that. But I thought I would try this one out for my Kelly. So this is, it actually comes in its own dust bag, which is nice. And as you can see, it says, hopefully you're seeing that because I can't see it all. Yeah, there we go. Mai Tai on there, the Mai Tai collection. So it comes, you know, nicely stuffed with that, and I just keep that in the dust bag, and then I keep that in the organizer when I'm storing my bag. So this is the Mai Tai one. So you can see this is not felt. This is made out of fabric. It is very soft and malleable. With Mai Tai, you can kind of customize what you want. You can pick different patterns, different types of fabric, as I recall. You can do the interior, I think, as something different. I kind of liked that sort of Chanel-esque quilted. And I wanted something to match the bag. The inside of that of my Kelly isn't super dark, so I didn't feel the need to, like you'll see with my black one, do something that was lighter so that it wasn't so much of a black hole. And anyway, yeah, so this has been great. You know, you can see it's got that distinctive trapezoidal shape. I've had it in my Kelly now for, it came pretty fast. I mean, it comes from Europe, it comes from France. So I think it took maybe 3 weeks to get to me. I don't think they make these necessarily to order, unlike the last one that we're going to talk about. So it came pretty quickly. So I didn't have an organizer in my Kelly when I first got it, and I got that at the very, very end of April. And so I probably had this in it. I've probably had this in it since, I'm guessing, maybe June 1st. So June, July, August, 4 months. I don't see any, lost my Kelly. I don't see any, indentation. Trying to catch the light here so you guys can see. So, it's been in there. And like I said, I keep the organizer stuffed while it's being stored. So I think if you were going to see an impression on the bag, you would. I think this is a great value for money. I want to say that this was right around 100 US dollars compared to, like I said, 40, 45, maybe 50 for the Samorga, maybe a tiny bit less for the Zoomoni. But I feel like, and it's very good quality. The stitching is excellent. I mean, they're all handmade, and you can tell that. So this is actually I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but it says, maybe you can see that. It says Mai Tai collection and then made in France. That's sewn on this interior, which I think is a really nice touch. And yeah, I think this is a great value for money. All right, so let's talk the Rolls Royce of inserts. I'm sure you guys all know what it is. I got that for my Birkin. I will take it out now. This is the 7 Rue Paradise, or 7RP, as we all know it. There's a little tag that says 7RP. And this is what I got for my Birkin. It's gorgeous. It's with Alcantara, I think that's how you say it, is what it's made out of, which is what they usually line luxury cars in. And it's beautiful. Comes, again, doesn't come with a dust bag though, but it does come with a little pillow that says 7RP on it. And it's beautiful. It's squishy and cushy, and it's luxe. It is luxe. But it's also like $450 or something. I mean, it's a lot of money. It's maybe a little bit less now. Honestly, if you're in the US and you want one of these, you should order it now, because the euro to USD conversion is actually even slightly better. The last time I checked, I think the euro was like at 0.97 to USD when I got mine. Unfortunately, it was when it was like, 1.3. So I paid even more, because I think it was like 400 euros. So I think for me it was like 450 or something like that. But it's beautiful. I mean, you can see the quilting on the bottom there. Again, it's got sort of a similar. It's got 3 pockets over here. This one's a little narrower for probably a pen or something. It does have these narrow ones on the sides, on both sides, for lipsticks or pens, and then on this side it has the same thing there. What is this? And that is a Metro card, because I took my Birkin. I need to keep this. I took my Birkin to New York when we were there for June. So it is beautiful. I mean, it is, as far as an insert's concerned, it's a work of art. I mean, do I think it's worth 400 and whatever dollars? I'll let you be the judge of that. But again, it's beautiful. And you can see I did get a lighter color. This is sort of their equivalent of gold. So when I get my gold Birkin, I might pop that in this in there and then get a different one for my black one. But again, the bad thing about, a black bag, as you can see, is it's just one big giant black hole. So unless you have some colorful SLGs, if you're carrying a black wallet and dark SLGs like my Damier Ben mini pochette, it's hard to see what's in there. So I do like the contrasting color when it comes to a really dark bag. Again, it's beautiful. I really don't have anything more to say about it except it's beautiful. It feels gorgeous. It's not, again, I'll show you the back of my Birkin. This has been in it for probably, I got my Birkin in September. I think I got this actually when they were doing their like Black Friday holiday sale. So I think I got it sort of like very beginning of January. So it's been in my bag for a good 9 months. And yeah, it lives up to the hype, I guess, for everybody saying how luxurious and how, beautifully crafted it is. I will give it that. So if I was doing this all over again, and if I was, like I said, I'm hoping to get a Birkin 30 in gold as my next offer. If, I have to buy another insert for a Birkin or a Kelly, which would I pick? The Mai Tai. I think this is a really good middle of the road organizer. It's, obviously more than the Zoomoni and the Samorga, but it is nowhere near as expensive as, well, you can't see it, but as the 7RP. And while that's beautiful, I think this is just as beautiful and just as well made as the 7RP. Is it in the Alcantara fabric? No. Do I think that that's going to cause an issue down the road? I don't think so. It's a very, very soft cotton material. Like I said, I do think they do some in silk perhaps, but I think value for money, this would be my recommendation. If somebody was asking me which organizer should I get for my Birkin or Kelly, I would steer them towards Mai Tai. So I guess probably a collab with 7RP is not going to be in my future, but I like to tell you guys the truth, and I don't know that I think that the 7RP is worth another $350. Yes, I do understand you are spending a lot of money, turn it around, a lot of money for this bag or the Kelly or, whatever quota bag you get. I get it. And I do understand people's philosophies on, if you're going to spend $12,000 on a handbag, then get the Rolls Royce of the inserts. And if you spent $12,000, what's another $450? I do understand, but now that I have this, I don't think that I would go back to that. I just think that this is, like I said, great value for money, and I would highly, highly recommend. So there you have it, guys, my rundown of 4 different companies, organizers, or inserts for your Birkin or Kelly. I hope that was informative for you and you got to see what some of the differences and similarities and how it plays out in cost, and helps you decide if you are making this decision in the future. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I really appreciate it. Again, if you have not subscribed, I would love it if you would just take 1 second and hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you know each time I upload a video, which right now is about 2 times per week. And wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.